Hello. Welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Show, but somehow my mic was the thing. Yeah, the BSD host wasn't doing its job. Hello and welcome. This is Otaku Show, but today is, of course, Sunday, March 28th, 2021. Welcome, Europe, to Daylight Savings. We now have the correct time difference between the US and Europe. So that's nice. That's nice. I've been busy yesterday, and there's plenty to talk about here at the beginning of the stream. In particular, I feel great because I did a thing. I've got coffee. Rather than continuing to use the Keurig that we have in the kitchen, I have put an actual coffee pot here on my desk and made an entire 12 cup pot. It's not actually 12 by 8 ounces, but whatever. It's like 12 by 5 ounces or 4 ounces. However, they define. I think it's 5 ounces per cup defined for Mr. Coffee stuff. It's usually about 5. So yeah, this was all the way up to the 12. I'm drinking cup 2. This that's left is enough for cup 3 and will be great. Yesterday was the first day with that, and I didn't get tired over the course of the day like I would usually do. I would usually get tired over the course of the day, but by having actually brewed coffee, it was nice. I didn't get tired at all in the afternoon. I actually felt pretty good over the entire course of the day. Of which I did a lot of things. Yesterday we unpacked more boxes. Went through at least 6 more boxes. We're done with all of the kitchenware small boxes now. We still have several boxes of glassware. Rather large, medium sized boxes of glassware. There's 5 of those. So, yeah, there's still more. And we don't have a place for glasses. We've gone through plates and servingware at this point. Completely. They're all empty. And now we have additional knick-knack type boxes that we're going through, in which it was rather sad. Yesterday, one of the boxes we opened was from my grandmother's bedroom. Some of the stuff that was in there and on her dresser. And we actually found a glass music box that is from Bradford Exchange, a My Daughter, I Love You music box. This was not a gift for my mother. This was a gift that was supposed to be for my aunt the year that she passed away. She actually passed away the couple of days before her birthday in 2012. It was July 1st, I think, is when she passed away, and her birthday, I think, it was the 3rd. So we found, still in the styrofoam packaging, with the packaging slip still in there, that final gift that my grandmother never had the chance to give, and she kept the entire time. It had a personalization, a little ribbon that you could attach to the top of the glass music box. It's sort of like just this jewelry holder thing that the lid is the music box, but it could also hold small stuff on it. And a little ribbon on the top that would attach to the lid that had my aunt's name on that little piece. That was the personalization on it. So yeah, that was a little sad opening that and realizing that that was from 2012 and was a gift from my aunt who had passed away. She was special needs in her, gosh, she was just about 40 at that point. I think she was going on 40 and found out too late that she had stage 4 cervical cancer and passed away a couple of weeks after finding that out. Didn't know until she went to the hospital with a cough, basically, and it had already spread to her lungs, and there was nothing that could be done about it, unfortunately. That was the third death in the family within 8 months at that point, because we had my dad pass away October 2011. We had my grandfather, my mother's father, pass away in February of 2012, and then my aunt passed away the 1st of July of that year. So that was a rather bleak period of time, to say the least. Not that fond of memories from that period of time. But we did find that item. And we have it now. For the memories, I suppose. As well as a whole bunch of other stuff that we need to figure out where to put, including the perpetual Christmas items that we've brought from Massachusetts. Because my grandmother was a Catholic school teacher. And so also has a lot of Christmas stuff and Santas. Lots and lots and lots of Santas and oh boy, and lots of like crafty school stuff, like crayons and colored pencils, all that. So we have some of that now as well that we brought with us. So that was my day yesterday. It was a great day. I'm glad I had a full pot of coffee in me, of actually decanted coffee. And then, of course, I put this on Discord, but I ordered a thing. It is shipped, it is in the mail, and it is supposed to arrive tomorrow. I ordered my first real major musical instrument in the form of an 88-key keyboard. A rather large 88-key keyboard. Electric piano. It is very specifically the Donner DEP-20 digital piano, beginner digital piano, 88-key, full-size, weighted keyboard with sustain pedal and power supply. So I am going to attempt to learn how to use this thing over time, and we'll see what happens with that. I got my desk a little bit clear, and I think I have enough room for it when I use it. Where it will live when not using it, I do not know at the moment, because we're talking about an object that's over, I'll use centimeters, over 130 centimeters wide. So, a bit large. That's over about 53.6 inches wide. Is big. Is big. Is big and is deep and is tall. It's also going to use up like the actual depth that I have to my monitor here, which I'm thinking with the way that I have my desk set up, I'm going to actually probably have it on the diagonal across because that's a larger distance, right? If you think in terms of a right triangle, which is how I have my desk set up here, that hypotenuse is going to be the larger length there. Hey, actually using math. So if I was just off, I could have the space on the diagonal, but I think I've got it on straight on this side in front of me, which is far more ideal because I can basically hook it up to my computer and easily do things with it on the computer, use it as a MIDI device, and hook it up to a bunch of different types of instruments, and just have the keyboard in front of me. Note that I do sort of know how to read music. I'm refreshing my memory right now because I took music lessons in the past. Looks like I need a new chair too. No, this chair is fine. I like this chair. This chair is great. This chair is great. This particular chair is pretty old, but it's nice. I like this chair. I really like this chair. This is a good chair. This is a chair made by a mattress company. It's actually really nice. And it's built for big and tall. I just move around a lot, and it's gotten a little bit squeaky. That's just me as a person who spends most of their time sitting down. I move a lot to try to avoid a lot of the very bad things that happen with sitting down for an extended period of time. I constantly am moving and moving my legs even while I'm sitting down, and it's one of the reasons why I actually have extremely muscular legs outside of weighing a lot for a long time, and then losing the weight fairly recently. A lot of it is just I constantly move. And so squeak, 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 squeak as I move around. It's not that I'm uncomfortable, it's just that that's just me shifting around. I'm also a little bit hot in this chair. Ah, I'm moving. I'm a little bit hot. No, I don't have any problems with my back in this chair. In fact, this is a great chair. And anytime I feel pain is after picking up boxes. And rearranging boxes, which is what I did yesterday. So, also, there will be no Stardew Valley stream this afternoon because I have to do grocery shopping, and there's going to be very severe storms going through in that late afternoon hour, like after my stream, which is when I would go grocery shopping if I did the Stardew stream. Yeah, there's going to be like chances of tornadoes and really heavy rain, thunder, lightning, hail, all going through this area this evening. So that is why we're going to try to beat the storm and go to the store before everything starts going through. I would prefer to do that, so I won't be able to stream Stardew today. We are, however, streaming Factorio. I didn't actually start the game yet, so here we go. Let's actually play some Factorio now and get into the game. So I will be setting up nuclear. I don't have blueprints for nuclear. I didn't look up any, and screw ratios. I don't want to really think about ratios too much with nuclear. It's not ideal in the slightest. it is, shall we say, a fool's errand to attempt to build to ratio with nuclear stuff. So in Hell Mod, we took the time last time to brainstorm a bit how it would look to do 5 gigawatts of power. Now, I was thinking about this a little bit and realized that, / remembered that if you have too many heat pipes along a line, there's a little bit of loss, right? I seem to have this memory of the heat pipes potentially having a little bit of loss if you run them too great of a distance. So we need to pay attention to that, have as few along the line as possible. I'm pretty sure you could do a line of heat exchangers to a certain length, and it's okay. And then the further you get down the line, the longer it takes to get the temperature up on the final heat exchangers. So there is a bit of a limit there to how many in a line you can have. But this all has to begin with getting uranium mined and processed. So that is where we are going to begin the day today. What did we do last time? Well, continued expanding out all of the solar panels. And to be honest, this nuclear setup is going to be a stopgap measure until we have enough solar infrastructure to continuously power the base. That's all it really is. It's just a bit of a stopgap measure, because right now, well, there was a point last time where the power was spiking and consuming like 14 gigawatts, which is about as much as we could actually reasonably sustain with the amount of solar panels that we've got. Now, it's not as much of a problem down at 11 here, just shy of 11. But, yeah, I just am not producing the solar panels and accumulators fast enough to keep up with the growing demands of the base. It'll eventually keep up, but, you know, I sort of need the power now before we can reasonably continue the scaling to 50 per second of all sciences. Just to note, we have all of the sciences now. We are processing space science. We are taking infinite technologies at this point. I mean, there's really just speed and cargo size are ones that I would really like to work on here, just to further reduce the amount of robots that need to be active at any one time, and thus reduce the total amount of power being drawn by the Roboport charging across the base when everything is fully operational, of which everything is not currently fully operational. I need loads of beacons and modules across the base, and I need to continue to scale my base resources. I need more iron being produced in here, meaning I will need to further add in, like, all of that for iron. Just one of these for iron with more iron mining. And that's going to use a lot of power. up here, this is all steel, and the mining for it. It is sufficient mining for the steel, and it's enough infrastructure to make the steel that I need for the base. It just needs to be brought fully online with all of the beacons and all of the modules. So yeah, that's that. I should have mining drills on me. I'm gonna grab centrifuges. And I should have assembly machines. And that's it, pretty much. I will need more rail. Nah, this is fine. Placing this is fine. The bot's doing this. It's not big. It's not a major draw. I've been continuously expanding the entire time. So, we'll get to the heat exchanger thing once we start mining. I just need to determine / decide which patch of uranium am I going to tap into? Great question. What uranium am I going to tap into? Oh, great. It needs iron to make the fuel cells. That's just fantastic. There's lots of uranium everywhere, so I don't think it really matters too awfully much. Just as long as I can supply it with sulfuric acid. Just as long as I can supply it with sulfuric acid and iron plates. Huh. I think I found the spot. Where did I park? All the way up there. Let's go. Let's be on our merry way. And don't forget about speed modules and all that, and productivity, and beacons, and shenanigans. Glorious shenanigans. We must take part in shenanigans. Hello, uranium. Let's go ahead and set up something simple. Oh boy. 1 per second. Huh. 4. That'll give me 5 gigawatts of power. We are going to do a little bit more than that. Bots. Bots. Hello? Module request. There we go. Because of this, it delays the processing of the request entities, just the way that the game handles the logistic stuff, the ghost and requests. There's so many ghosts and requests that the game is only capable of actually processing a certain number at a time. And so there's a delay. Notice Notice how all those alerts that are happening, they're all on that side of the base. Then it has to scan this, too, before it can then... So it's going, like, back and forth between these areas because there's so much to scan. Alright, let's get this all arranged with power. Would help to actually power it as well, and provide it with glorious sulfuric acid. Ta-da! We're mining now. Whole 8.5 uranium each second, at the cost of 5 sulfuric acid per second. Productivity would be useful, because that would mean that you would consume slightly less sulfuric acid, but it barely uses any to begin with. Do I really need to improve the sulfuric acid efficiency? Not really, no. Not when I already have 70% productivity modifier from tech. Not when we're at plus 70% mining productivity. I think we're okay at the moment. Okay, that's providing uranium ore. Oh boy, Cobrex. So this is what's... or the basic uranium processing into Cobrex. This is what's going to take a little bit of time. And why this is a little, misleading on the building counts in here. Because, you need to have a bunch of U-235 to begin this cycle to convert extra U-235. So let's go ahead and get this going here. I have to think how I want to do this. Well, A, productivity is always appreciated. Are these 3x3s? Oh, these are 3x3s. I thought these were smaller. Well, that changes a lot, actually. 'Cause we can beacon the heck out of it. Each one of these bots, getting tired of the bots not actually placing the modules. Each one of these, when powered, should be affected by the same amount of speed modules. So they all have a 4.7 crafting speed that you can see right there. Number of effect sources, 10 across the board, and that scales out nicely. Oh boy. Apparently one will process 3.92 per second, so I only actually need the 3 that I have here to fully process all of my uranium ore into U-238 and U-235 with that recipe. Now we are going to request all of the uranium ever. These networks. Really? They weren't attached. Now they are attached. So the question is, one box or two? If two, I need to get additional filter inserters. And that's what I'll do. To the mall. Off we go. In the car. Onwards and upwards. Let's get going. Repair, thanks. Well, we've almost got worker robot speed 10. That's a 16k. That's a 16k right there. Alright, come on, buddies. Deliver me stuff. Thank you for stuff. Wonderful. Let's get these filter inserters sorted out. Oh, right. I'm gonna want these. Good old active chests. Active providers. Come on, bring me active providers. And you know what, just for the heck of it, buffers. Bring me buffers too. And bring me all of the speed modules, that would be great. Ooh, I have more Logibots in here? Well, that's nice. Let's be on our way. We are setting this up right now, step 2. Of many. Ow. Ta-da! Anyone happen to... Nope. Any of you happen to give me a U-235 already? Nope. Of course not. Uranium 238. And 235. That should process all of the ore into U-238, as well as some amounts of U-235. Apparently, I will only need one. Okay, you are gonna be going for stuff. I wanna try to not have like too many game changing or altering items or mods in the game. Like if I really wanted to go all in, tons of quality of life, all of the things, I'd be using loaders. Right? If I really wanted to go all in, like if any mod that doesn't change recipes was fair game, there would be so much more that I would add to this. But no, we're trying to maintain a balance here, trying to maintain some semblance of a balance to keep it semi-close to a vanilla situation. Like, I could get better robots. Like that's a quality of life thing, getting mark levels on roboports so that they charge faster, getting bots that are base speed faster, getting, of course, power armor that has more slots on the equipment grid. Like, yeah, these are all things that exist, but dramatically alter the balance of things a little bit too far beyond what I am ultimately comfortable with. Oh, really? We already got it. We have 3 already of the U-235. Interesting. This will need to be an active provider on the U-235 because it needs to keep looping back. And I'll need some other thing requesting / storing. The 238, I suppose, can stay. Or maybe both should just be the thing and it'll cycle back, ideally. Ideally. Like, the most game-altering mod I have is Train Supply Manager. That's the biggest change, the biggest modification that I have in this save is Train Supply Manager. Most other stuff is there purely for convenience, but there is some semblance of balance to things like this equipment grid size. For example, there is a balance there, and there is a balance to the ability of the roboports to recharge and the base speed of the robots and not having immense amounts of robots. The base train system, though, yeah, it sucks. It's awful. The vanilla train mechanics are just they're terrible. They're terrible, frankly. And I don't want to have to ever deal with them ever again. I will always have a Train Supply Manager mod installed. Unless I'm very specifically trying to get an achievement in vanilla and don't have any mods whatsoever. Things like Train Supply Manager are a must-have for me. Beautiful. I like seeing this. I like seeing how fast these guys are going. Delivering all the wonderful, beautiful red circuits into this glorious, long train. Okay, how are you doing? You still have 3. You're likely going to have 3 for a long time. And I should not set up the assembling machine doing the nuclear, uranium fuel cells quite yet. I'll have the buildings. I shall have the buildings. You just need a normal output. It's gonna be here and it's gonna be ready. But we're not gonna let it go yet until this starts cycling and accruing the U-238 5, excuse me. Let's see. How do I handle this? I want this preferentially fed. I want this preferentially fed. Is buffer chest higher priority than requester chest? Factorio wiki. Logistic network. Let's see. Target priority. So no, it's not. Aha. Requesters with requests from buffer chests have higher priority. So that's what I want to have set. Yeah. And then on this, what I want is U235 just to fill the chest with all of the U235. Or not all of it, but some of it that's excess, I suppose. Just to keep things flowing. Just to make sure that I don't, shall we say, run out. And this will request from the buffer chest if it needs to. And I think this should always prioritize over this one when it's set. I think that's how that works. I'll figure something out if it's not how it works. But yeah, we just have to now wait for 40. Which we could speed up the process by mining more and processing more, but we're just going to let that sit for the moment, and that's going to be that. In the meanwhile, we shall set up the next parts of this, which will be the reactor, the heat exchangers, and the steam turbines. So, that's going to be fun. I will need to go and grab all of these things. So the questions to answer, or the main question to answer would be how many heat exchangers go along a line of heat pipes connected directly to a nuclear reactor. How many can be directly connected to one heat exchanger line? Let me just go to the nuclear power page. Exchangers per pipe. Okay. The last exchanger in the row will not work at 100% capacity. Huh? Huh? What is this picture even? Heat pipes act like pipes. Far more limited throughput because no heat pump. $160 megawatts over 45 distance. If there's no distance before the start, you could do 15 per side. Hmm. Let's do lines of well, we'll use this as a starting point. I need some inventory space. Huh. Let's completely get rid of all of the rail from my inventory. That'll be a start. Get rid of the excess items. And go from here. We'll fill the car with things as well. Because we need a few things, don't we? We need just a few things. Robots, stop. Alright. Let us go and attempt to build something here. So it is about the same on the water as a normal boiler system. A single water pump will provide enough water for 20 steam engines consuming steam, or shall we say, yeah, 20 steam engines consuming steam. But a heat exchanger produces 103. A heat exchanger produces 103 steam, not 120. So it is not 2 to 1. Not quite 2 engines per heat exchanger. In fact, it's very off kilter. Extremely off kilter. Do we want to build at any ratio at all? Like, I don't know. I am uncertain exactly what I would like to do with the setup. It's gonna be over in this direction. Oh boy, that's a lot of stuff. I just wish that this would actually accurately measure the neighbor bonus. Because neighbor bonus is 3. Not 4. It's 3 on this. Let me get that up. I need you, and I need an active provider. You, uranium fuel cells. All of them. According to the wiki tutorial page for nuclear, a setup like this is capable, might actually shift these, is capable of 2.4 gigawatts when it's set up exactly like this. So what I'm doing here, by the way, is shifting these boxes to not block the heat pipe outputs. Ta-da! So, how many heat exchangers on each side? Let's do 10. Now, this specific arrangement can apparently provide 240 heat exchangers worth of energy. So let's keep that in mind. 240. And we shall have our heat exchangers like so. So that is 20. I need 12 of this. And then, 103, 1,003. Yeah, this is going to be piped and pumped outwards. This is also going to be provided with water there, exactly like that. That's enough for the line. conveniently enough for the line. Now... Ah... I see a problem. That's 5. That's not 6. Ah, da ba da ba ba ba. So, I just need to think about this for a sec. I don't have any more heat pipe either. Where's my vehicle? Vehicle! I need more heat pipe and more heat exchangers. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course 6. Ta-da! That is mirrored on the other side. It just needs the proper alignment. Excuse me. A huge rock is apparently in the way. Out there, my preview is circle refreshing. As if it can't buffer, as if I'm not sending anything. No, there we go. I refreshed the page. Was there a problem just now? I think there may have been. Briefly. Well, regardless, we're going to continue. As we were. Continuing with our nuclear setup here. Oh my goodness. So that's step 1. Oh, right. Pipe. On the edges. I hope that I can get all of the steam that this is supposed to be able to produce. I may need a few of these. Otaku, why so many? To maintain the throughput. That's all it really comes down to, is to make sure that I can maintain the throughput of the output. In fact, I probably need to adjust this further, because this is a little tight on the area below this. It's a little tight here. So I think I'm going to take the entire thing and shift it over a bit, or build like that. Nah, we're just gonna shift it a bit. See you from the Stardew Valley stream. Okay, hi. Welcome. Unfortunately, there will be no Stardew Valley this afternoon because of impending extreme weather. And I need to do grocery shopping before the impending extreme weather goes through. Yet again. Weather's been not kind lately in the US. Southeastern US has had it a lot harder than my area, but ooh boy. Today, we are truly gonna get something incredible going through. I might not even have power tomorrow. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. We have threats of tornadoes in our area tonight. And it's supposed to start this late afternoon. Okay, yeah, so power. Oh hey, yeah, that's a thing. Power is absolutely a thing to bear in mind. And coverage, Roboport coverage. All of this needs to be taken into account. What? Oh, I guess that is too far. Let's put them together. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, that'll be internals. I can't put these here, so it'll need to connect like so. Yeah, just gonna use the medium power poles, because they are... Oh god, that's not possible, is it? Well then. Adjustments will need to be made. Because I'm a little bit of a dummy. Just a smidge of adjustments are required here. So I'm actually gonna shift this there. Yeah. Yeah, that will work. That will absolutely work. And then this can just be one of these. So Factorio is just a game about efficiency and building a base. You build a base to launch a rocket as the simple explanation. for the simple explanation of it. This doesn't need to be this either. Well, those need to be there. You build a base to launch a rocket, and you have to figure out all the steps along the way to be able to build your rocket to leave the planet. That's the simple explanation. But the addictive part of it is doing so efficiently. It's actually a very, very simple game if all you're interested in is launching a rocket. If you're not as interested in efficiency, yeah, you can definitely just play through the game. It takes about, the first playthrough is between 15 and 20 hours, I would say, for the normal person if you're not using biters. Cough, cough. Link weakness edge. I think a normal first playthrough that you go from base to from nothing to launching is about 20-ish hours. Of course, there's an achievement to do it in 8, but not many do that. Hey, we've connected all of these. These don't need to be connected. And you know what? With all of this here, I can just copy and paste. Ta-da! And that is my basic nuclear setup. Yeah. And that's up to 2.4 gigawatts of power. As is. 'Tis nice. 'Tis very nice. I need more stuff for this. And basically what I'm doing right now is something that's completely optional and not required in the slightest. I don't need to do this to complete the game. It's a thing that's available in the game as a means of producing power for, a lot less space. But yeah, looks like we have 15 of the U-235 right now stored in. We need 40 of it to start really kicking off that production. But yeah, I am already launching rockets at this point in the game. I just need to get more. My goal here is to get all of the science, all of the different types of science. I actually have to look at this tech. All 7. Wait. Hold up. All 7 types of science. I want 50 of these little beakers per second produced in my base. I want to make 50 of each one of these types of sciences. There are 7 of them, but apparently no tech uses all 7 infinitely. Wait, no tech uses all 7. What? Well, how am I going to do this then? Huh. Weird. Well, regardless, the goal is to get 50 per second of all 7 sciences. I may need to add another mod that adds in like void technology, just a technology that uses all of the sciences. That way the science is being consumed and the base actually produces the science to get consumed, and is able, and then consumes all of the requisite components of the of each of the sciences, because each science requires various items to make each science. I have that all set up here. I have robots delivering the requisite items to all of the buildings. And yeah, right now I'm just taking text to improve the robots. My robots move pretty fast now. It's actually really nice. It's really nice, and it's reducing the strain on my power by doing that. Oh boy, this is almost done. My glorious field of solar. This is my solar power for the base right now. It's not enough for the scale at which I am building this base. In particular because I chose to go into robots and they consume a lot of power to do their work. They use lots of power to do work. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that they added the button for the worker robots on the map. I'm so glad that they actually put this on here along with the recipe icons on the map. Like, these are very, very much necessary things. Very, very necessary things. And, you know, the rail signals status helps too, because it can show areas like that shouldn't be read. It can show errors in your rail signal setups, slight errors in the rail signal setups. But both, like, or all three of these have been in the game forever. Or for a very long time. All three of these have been features. It's just they were hidden behind a debug settings menu in a list of debug settings. Now, there's still the show FPS, which is right up here, as well as the debug info in tooltips that I like having on at all times. But my goodness, getting the recipe icons and getting the worker robots is great. Also, congrats on hitting winter in Stardew Valley. You're pretty much caught up with me now. You're up to episode 3 and love the methodical method that I built. Why, thank you. Yes, I do try to keep things organized in how I set up my builds. The problem that I end up with is that I eventually change my mind over and over and over again in how I build, and I have made mistakes in how I've built some things in this playthrough so far. I've made a few errors in how I built. See this build, because I had to modify how I built things, because when I got here, I realized, oh heck, that's wrong. The iron processing was built wrong for beacons. Because, well, A, it's half the number of beacons it really should be, and B, for being built with belt, it overdoes it on the throughput with all of the modules in place, even for what it is here. It's too many in the line. So yeah, that, and same applies here. So when I moved to robots, and I have actually been building correctly here with these robots. The number in the line doesn't matter anymore because it's robots and they have infinite throughput compared to belts. Just keep adding robots. Limited only by your ability to charge them. Cough, cough. Yeah, it's been a journey. That is for sure. It has been a journey. The last major build I did with belt was plastic up here, and yeah, that was a build. That was a build with belt balancers and all that. Yes, it is. I'm sure it is very helpful to see someone actually go through the process of figuring out how to build something and adjusting for errors and fixing errors and pointing out where the errors are and why there are errors, why it's wrong. Like, how many people who play this game, when they see an error, fix it and don't really explain what the error was or why it was an error and how it happened. Like, oh, I built in a way that I did and realized later that I needed more charging. Like, oh hey, this build right here is completely dependent upon me having faster robots. Because with the slower robots, the distance that they need to cover and the limited charge rate means that you need a lot more charging than what I've got here. So if I went back to redo this, I would add additional roboports between these. Like there's a problem with charging here, so that's the limiting factors. Like I have enough experience that I know what this problem is. Because I know how to use my map stuff. Like there's people who don't even have the recipe icons on a lot of the time. Like it gets a little frustrating and the people get lost in their base and they don't remember where things are. It's like, use the recipe icon setting. Just use the recipe icon setting. My goodness, you'll never get lost in your base. Well, you will get lost in your base, but it'll be easier to find stuff with being able to see what the recipe icons are, instead of having to zoom in on all the various things. Okay. Steam engines. Steam engines. Do you know how many steam engines we need? We need 413. We need 413 steam engines. Huh. Actually, I'm gonna put that lower tile. Yeah, so I need a few steam engines. The fortunate part is that I can have a line of steam engines, so it's not that bad per se. It's a lot that I need here. Now the question is, in what way am I going to have these oriented? Because space and all that. And also into these guys. And I have to think about throughput and all that. Okay, up, up, up. I think up is a valid solution. For this one, it is 100. It is 1,003 per second. So so it's 20 each. So 6. 5.15 is what I need here. Do I even really need the thingy? The tank? Don't know. Don't know. What I do know is that this is 2x that. So... Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use these and do this like so. Ta-da! Excuse me. And then it has to be mirrored on the other side. This one is just another one of these. There we go. There we go. So that's 72. Wait, what? Wait a minute. Huh? My math is wrong. My thoughts on nuclear power on a one-off video? A huge subject? Well, I've never been fond of it because I think it's very poorly implemented and designed in terms of the ratios. It's way, way, way off. These use 60 steam per second. So what am I thinking? What am I thinking? I'm making 1,030 divided by 60. Yeah, these are supposed to be much longer. What am I thinking? These need to be 18 long. They need to be 3 times as long. And that is my alarm to signify that we are, in fact, halfway through today's stream, and it is time to take a brief break. And with that, I will be back in just a few minutes. And yes, the 103 per second is intentional by the developers. It sucks. It makes a really bad ratio. I wish it would make a more elegant ratio, and it should be changed, but it's been that way the entire time. So yeah, it's been just blah thus far. Time to take a break. I'll be back in a few minutes. And I have returned. Welcome back. It is time for more coffee. Ah, that's so convenient. That's so convenient. And I found on the bathroom counter a dolly sleeping on the hand towel on the bathroom counter that is smaller than she is, but she was resting on top of it and using it as her bed. She's done this multiple times. But now she's here, and now she's on the lap, and now she's apparently leaving. Bye. Bye, baby. So, yeah, I don't actually know about the, heat transfer between adjacent, thingies here. I think we're okay. I'm pretty sure that all of the heat is shared. In the production here. I think it's all shared. Yeah, so Dolly was sleepy. Ollie also sleepy. He's just gotten up as well. So there's that. Anyway, I need to completely reorient this, like, here, this way. Just completely redo this in the alternate orientation, because I need to make these this section 3 times as long. So this build is temporary until my solar power can keep up. Basically. Meaning that I'm not concerned at all about the, anything. Especially the, UPS. I'm not concerned about the UPS. I have this much going on in this base right now, and I'm 60 of 60. I'm not concerned about the performance impact. I have a pretty good computer for the performance. Anyway, let's get all this stuff placed. And all of this is what's actually making the power. By the way, these are what's actually making the power. Any more? Do I have any more? I do not. I have heat exchangers. I have reactors. I don't have that, though. Well, anyway, let's get everything placed that I have. Oh, come on. I didn't put down the, thingies. The thingies! What CPU and memory do I have? I have a, Haswell E 5960X. I don't think I can just do that, right? Yeah, I think I'm actually forced because of the orientations. So yeah, I have a Haswell E5960X, which is their at the time, top of the line X99 platform CPU, and I have 32 gigabytes of memory. My GPU is a 1080 Ti with a bunch of memory on board as well. 11 gigs of VRAM. Yeah, 5960X, that's what I've got. Clocked at 4.3 gigahertz at the moment. That's been the most stable of my overclocking for the CPU, and it's been that way for a long time. I think I had it at 4.5 for a little bit, but it wasn't really completely solid stable. It was like 99.99% stable, but that little percent of the time caused problems, and so I just have brought the clock rate back a bit. And I haven't touched it in years at this point. Anyway, we are halfway there. We have 22 U-235 out of 40 to start the cycle of producing more. Wonderful. I am going to need all of the power ever. Now, could I do this with these? Yes, theoretically. So this is what I will do here. Ugh. I hate that problem with the ghosts. Do you know that problem with the ghosts? Because I've been experienced with this problem with the ghost entities. The game it fails to auto-place correctly the ghost entities. Or the substations. Technically I am pretty close to the edge on when UPS will become a bit of an issue. Oh, come on. So I can't just... Oh. Oh, well. Sure. That helps. For one. There you go. Ah. Yeah, I upgraded from a, well, I upgraded to X99 from a Sandy Bridge era CPU, a 2600K at the time, and initially I had the lowest X99 CPU, the lowest end version, but after like less than a year of having it, actually, I traded up to the top end $1,000 CPU, the 5960X, and actually I sold the old X99 processor that I had been using. In fact, it was one of the most expensive items I ever had sold on eBay at the time, of a thing that I had used previously. And I've always made sure, anytime I've sold anything, to make sure it's packaged very properly and well. I think the most sketchy thing I've ever sold was a pair. I think I sold them as the pair, anyway. Or maybe individually, I've forgotten. Of what was the actual model? I forget. 760s? NVIDIA GTX 760s or 660s? I've forgotten at this point exactly. Or were they 900 series? No, because I had a 980. So I think it was a pair of 760s. And I had custom water cooling on them. I had replaced their coolers with water coolers, and I'm pretty sure that I sold them with those water coolers on them. But it was so long ago, I don't really remember. Maybe I put the original thingies back on. I just don't remember. It's been a while. But I have sold my old computer parts as I've gone along. It helped a bit with the overall cost, but I haven't done any major upgrades since I got the 1080 Ti. I think that's the most recent thing. But my motherboard is starting to show its age. That's the main problem I'm having right now. In particular, it's problems with my motherboard, and the memory connection, I think, is failing. The slots, I think, are failing on it for whatever reason. Or something's going on with memory. I went way beyond my mall. I don't really need any more heat pipes, so let's get that in trash. What I need is actual pipe. So let's get actual pipe going. Who's making noises? Oh, there's a Dolly. Dolly went to the window. She was at the window. But, yeah, it's just my computer's aging at this point. It's like 5 years old now, all the vast majority of the parts in it. The only problem is I could get an equivalent system these days pretty cheaply. The equivalent performance now is, I think, about $500-600 CPU motherboard combo for equivalent performance CPU. But if I wanted to upgrade it, I would need $750 at least. Is this going to be to run tens of thousands of solars? Is this going to be to run? I currently have 394,000 solar panels placed. Oh, I need to add more. Ba, 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 ba. I currently have 394,000 solar panels with 373,000 solar panels. Accumulators, excuse me. So yes, this is going to be running a lot of solar. A lot of solar. It will run exclusively on solar in the grand scheme. The entire purpose of the nuclear right now is to have a lot of power available to me, is to actually have power available for continued expansion, because as my base is using power right now, I'm actually pretty close to the limit that the current solar setup can provide. And since I am near that limit of what the solar can consistently provide, I think actually we've swung down a bit to the 10 range. If everything was going and I wasn't completely bottlenecked, this was as high as 14 gigawatts, which was like only half a gigawatt away from the absolute max that I could sustain over the course of a 24-hour period with the number of solar panels that I had at the time. I think the calculation for sustained solar is to basically consider them as doing 42 kilowatts of sustained power each. So 394,000 by 42 kilowatts per panel. Divide that by 1,000. Divide that by 1,000. Right now, my current solar panels could provide a very consistent 16.5 gigawatts. Right now, I can do a consistent 16.5 gigawatts of power off of the amount of solar panels that I have. My base, in the grand scheme, is going to be using over 20 consistently. If I can get a consistent draw on all 7 sciences at 50 science per second of all 7. We're gonna be using more than 20, right? So this needs to get bigger. You want to see the solar panel and accumulator thing? I mean, this is just based off an existing setup. I mean, this was just a existing blueprint from Factorio prints. I think this is technically Catherine of Sky Community's build, but the way that I've tiled this is a little bit different to add in additional accumulators every so often along the line. And then right about here is where I started doing a consistent thing, where I just took... I mean, that shows you basically nothing, but I've taken and set a grid snap to this, but I took a 2-wide set, and I've replaced, by the way, I have replaced a few solar panels with radars every so often in here. So there's radar coverage in here, allowing me to continue placing these as it tiles going outwards. That's pretty much it, really, for the solar. I mean, it's just based off an existing blueprint. I just scaled it and added a radar to it, available on Factorio prints for the basic one that looks, where is it? It's in here somewhere, I thought. There's lots of different variations of the solar panel setups that you can use. And then, as for modules, I mean, I'm just making modules in my mall. I'm just doing that in my mall. I don't have a dedicated mall, a dedicated module thing right now. Just they're being made in the mall. There's one building that's beaconed, making level 3 speed and productivity modules. I have that at the mall. I also have that on my main bus, just to a lesser extent. And the main bus is making the stuff for that locally too, so it's supplemental module production in there. I have nowhere near enough modules and beacons and stuff that I need in the grand scheme. Okay, I need to grab... This is not my mall. This is my mall. Thank you for the restock of the everything. I need these. I need a few steam turbines. Vehicle, you're going to take my steam turbines. It's just that, you know, we're close to 89 hours in. I take my time with these things. I don't really need a extreme fast production of the modules. It's just not completely necessary. I can wait. I have other things that I can do while I wait. Now, when I no longer have other things to do, that's when we'll think about really scaling up the production of the modules. It's all limited by my ability to produce the circuits anyway. Hey, robots. Thank you kindly for placing all these things. I'm gonna pull out more of that. I need even more pumps? Or am I just not requesting pumps? I think I'm just not requesting pumps. Hold up. No, I'm requesting pumps. I just ate through all of them immediately. Alright, sure. Really? More? Yeah, more. We need more. More turbines! Let's go, more turbines. Uh... 400... Wait. Oh, it's not... Radar. A radar will be required here. Oh. So how does this scale? So how does this scale? The answer is it doesn't. Not with being able to keep adding with the stuff next to each other like this. Because of the just gaps and such. I can't keep this width within the bounds of this, making it really painful. 'Tis really painful. Alright, how are we doing? We've got all of that now. So how many total? I have 432 steam turbines. Yep, that's a little bit more than I need, but the way that I built this, it'll be fine. I hope that this build works. Alright, goodbye, Rob. I will hopefully see you on another stream at some point. Yeah, I hope that this just works. I am a little concerned with this. With this whole setup here. And the sharing of stuffs. That is my primary concern. Is maintaining the throughput. Because I need to move over 2,000 units of steam at a time. I'm pretty sure it can do it, but until you actually do it, you don't know. Until it's actually moving, you don't know. But that is actually it, pretty much. I need to put roboports in as well. So that's gonna be fun. Hello, this is the mall. Hello, mall. How you doing? Give me my pumps. Give me my pumps. Give me my pumps. Give me all of my pumps. I need them. I need all of them. Thank you kindly for all of the pumps. Let's go and continue all of this. Just looking at my alerts. Oh my god, I need like 4,000 speed module 3s. That's great. 4,000 speed modules plus, and a lot of productivity as well. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. Meow? Do I hear a dolly? Meow? Meow? Do I hear a dolly? Is that my dolly? Is that my dolly? How's my dolly? Coming to me meowing at me. How's my baby girl? How's a baby? How's that baby? My 1-year-old kitty cat, 1-year-old. Yes, 1-year-old kitty. That's my baby. How's my baby? Huh? How is she? What's she doing? What's she up to? Meow? Meow and purr, meow and purr. Okay, that is powered. I need more pumps. Yeah, so this pump needs power. And this pump needs power. There we go. I need more pumps. Oh, that covers everything. Well, that's convenient. That's actually really, really convenient. Oh, hey, it's all connected now. If it had power. Da-da! You're connected! Ah, right. I am forgetting one very important thing, and that is the nuclear fuel reprocessing. Oh, joy. Oh, also... Da-da-ba-ba. Wait, that doesn't use that. That uses one of those. Nuclear reprocessing. Hey, do you take those? What? Great. That's actually nice. That's nice. Hey. I need that to always get out. Yeah, this will reprocess all of the fuel cells into stuff, and that's gonna have to leave, go into these guys that are processing thingies. Oh my gosh, we're almost there. 5 more uranium-235, and we will have a lot more on a regular basis. A lot more getting produced. Hmm. 0.55. 0.09? So you make a lot. Right. You make a lot of fuel cells. And even this, which is only really in need of 0.3 for 5 gigawatts. We're not even at this scale of things. We're at... Keep in mind, this, 2.4 gigawatts, okay? This, if operating efficiently-ish, this is 2.4 gigawatts. Hello again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm basically finished with the nuclear build as it currently exists in here. Now, in future, this could get doubled. Just has to go up 1 tile. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that I will be able to do that. Bit of a difference there, but yeah, I'm happy that I could do that if I wanted. So, let me have a look here. We're at 37. 37 U-235s. What's going on with you? Why are you not? Why are you not everythinged? I guess we're just processing as fast as we are making the, uranium. And we just have to get lucky a few more times. It is a 0.7% chance. Now, we could go over probability. We could go over probability here. Very specifically, the probability of a thing happening within a certain number of attempts or trials. Because that math is always interesting, and a lot of people get very confused by it. It doesn't really apply all that much here, per se. I mean, it's not that major. But for things like Planodon's mods with the creature module upgrading, it's actually pretty important information to know, because it allows you to calculate about like how many cycles it'll take before you can ideally see at least one of the outputs of the upgraded modules, and like get an idea of what the actual material cost will end up being for that. But it also applies to any chance-based outcome. I mean, you could use this to calculate approximately how many times you should expect to run a dungeon to get a gold drop, to get a legendary drop from a boss, for example, as long as you know the rate that the object drops, you are able to calculate approximately how many times it would take within a margin before you could, generally speaking, see that result. So my example for this would actually be for the game Genshin Impact, which is a pretty popular game right now. The chances of wishing, we're talking actual gambling right now, the chances of wishing and getting a 5-star character, we'll be very specific on character, is 0.6% per wish. The chances of drawing a 5-star character are 0.6%. Until the 90th wish, at which point you are guaranteed. So it is theoretically supposed to be 0.6% for every wish up to the 90th, at which point the 90th is 100%. But that's not actually the distribution that's seen, because it seems that the rate dramatically increases after wish 76. Yes, 0.6%. Note that each wish costs about $2 to $3, depending on the package that you buy, of real US dollars. You know, about $2 to $3 each. It's not a good investment. But it does provide a good example of the math. So you might want to know, say that you've got a certain number of wishes that you've already made. What is the likelihood within the next specific number of wishes that you would get a 5-star character, for example? You may want to know that information, of which the formula to find out, you have odds. You're looking for the odds here, the probability. So the probability is a value of 1 minus the fail chance raised to the power of the number of trials. 1 minus the quantity of the failure chance raised to the power of the number of trials. The failure chance, of course, is the opposite. It's not 0.6%, it would be 1 minus 0.6. Or it would be, no, that's 0.6%, so it would be 1 minus 0.006, or 0.994. Now, the chances of getting a 5-star character, by the way, within the first 75 wishes that would be in the 30-something% range. Uh, 36%, 36.3% chance in this example to obtain a 5-star character within the first 75 wishes. There's your practical example. Error: not receiving enough data. I guess I dropped a few frames. I may have dropped a few frames for a second. We need one more uranium-235. So just as a practical example, if you wanted to know, say that you are going to think about buying wishes. Say you think about buying, I don't know, the equivalent of 20 wishes on a whim, and you're not near that hard pity and not near the soft pity, what are the chances that you would actually get a 5-star thing within 20 random wishes not near the pity? Well, that would be 0.994 to the power of 20, and it's 1 minus that, so 1 minus 0.8865999, or 11.34%. And if you consider that each one of those wishes would cost about $3 each, $2.50 to $3 each. You know, if you bought a $50 pack of wishes, or a $60 pack of wishes, there's your odds. If you're not anywhere near pity of any type. Now, at 76 wishes in Genshin Impact, very specifically, it appears as if the rate goes way up into the like 20% chance range of actually getting a 5-star. Most people never hit the hard 90 wishes. It's actually rather uncommon to get hard 90. Oh, we're running. The machine is operating! It did the thing! It did the thing, and now they are delivering all into this, which is exactly what I wanted. Just by saying request from buffer, it's given it that prioritization over... Well, it's the only thing requesting now. Let's tell it to get that request in, and yeah, they're not delivering here. They're not delivering the U-235 into here. They are cycling it. Which is exactly what I needed. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And now we already have 11 excess. Can you believe it? We already, in that very short amount of time, have an excess of 11. Now we have an excess of 12. As it does this next cycle, we'll actually get a couple more. Because we're going to get +2 off of this cycle. Oh, that's just glorious now, isn't it? That is glorious. Also, this will fill up after this request is filled. Wow, 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 wow. That's great. So yeah. That's your example of how that works. Now, the example of how it works with, like, Pandon's mods, mark level increases, assuming nothing has changed since the last time I looked at it. To get a Mark II, in this case, you want to know time. Like, how many trials would it take to get something to happen? Like, and how many trials would it take at 95% confidence? In which case, with that, it involves logs and all, having to do base 10 logs and all that glorious stuff. Yeah, just know for Mark II upgrades of modules and Pyandons, with a 95% of the time having at least one success, it'll happen within 598 trials, 95% of the time. It'll happen within 919 at 99% of the time. But that means you could still get really unlucky and have it take longer. Or you could get really lucky and have it take a lot shorter. It all comes down to chance. Pure, utter chance. So we're at 22. This is going to keep going until it gets 410. I think that's a little bit much, to be honest. I'm going to set that to store 50. at a time, because I really would like it to start making stuff here. As long as it has the 40 to continue this, I think we'll be okay. Now, hopefully, the way that this will work, the bots will deliver the 50, or deliver 250. Oh gosh, maybe I keep it at keep it at 40. That way, the extra 1 should always go here. The extra 1 did not go here. Oh, because it's got some in it already. That's gonna help. Okay, we have fuel cells now. We have a few fuel cells at this point. So that's nice. Yeah, this should always make sure that it maintains enough. That should take it and deliver all of it back. Yep. Priorities, man. Priorities. And it sent 1 down to here. That is exactly the behavior that I was looking for. And we have a just-in-case buffer 16 right there. Good! I like a lot. The thing is, though, these take a while to spin up. Okay, so it does take a little bit for the temperature to rise. These will always be consuming fuel, even if we are not actively using any of the turbines. These also don't stop making steam, or don't start making steam, until they have reached a specific temperature. Now, we are going to keep in mind that this goes all the way up to like 1,000 degrees. So we should bear all this in mind. I hope we get the full output of all 20 on these lines here. I hope this distance isn't too much, because there are several aspects of the way that I have designed this that could go wrong. We're going to see how much this actually produces of power in practice here. But the temperature is rising. We're at 500 C now. And I think the moment this hits 500, they'll start producing steam. The thing is, though, we're not going to start producing power from the steam turbines until it's needed. But we will have a little bit of a buffer thanks to the storage tanks. That's fantastic. Fantastic stuffs. So, yes, there is steam heading out. Wait, how did you get water? The what? How did that pump get water? What? Are these okay? On this side? Oh, I need more pumps. Turns out I need a few more pumps to truly be done with this. But as we get into nighttime, We are starting to produce power out of the steam turbines. Looks like it's about 900 megawatts right now. Let's go and grab more pumps to get everything flowing again, or to begin with. Autosave is autosaving. Alright, come on, bots. Bring me pumps. Glorious, beautiful, wonderful pumps. I think they have brought me my pumps. They have brought me my pumps. Back we go. Actually finish the build, now that it is moving. It actually looks pretty nice, by the way. As long as it functions properly, I think it looks pretty nice as it is. Just like this. Okay, think it's good. So how much? 1.7, 1.8. 1.6. So, it needs more water. So that's a problem. It needs more water. Ugh. I can't actually spacing. Okay then. That's that sucks. Now I need to figure out how to get all the water to all the things. Because oversight, because I trusted a wiki. Or I trusted something that says water to 20, but no, that's... And that does apply to regular boilers, but, no, I don't know why I would think that it would be water to 20 when it's totally 103 each. It's 1-to-1 water to steam. Why would I think otherwise? Buh. Yeah, can't go forward any there. So, as long as I can do something with you... Ugh. Alright. Okay. That's those. Let's copy that because it's identical to this rotation up here. To these. So let's break all this. Ta-da! And then work on the mirror. Okay, so how did I do this? It's... So it is going to be... What? I guess not exactly mirrored. Yeah, because this has an extra... space. Really? Really? Distance? Da ba da ba. Distance. And then there's this one. How are you going to route? Well, not like that. Not like that either. Oh boy. Ah, just barely got to that mute button in time. Okay. Huh. Well, I was gonna sneeze again. But, then I didn't. Okay, you there, you there, you are already max, but you go there. Doinky, doinky, doinky. That should really be how I do that up here, if at all possible. Oh well. Anyway, so that's that, and that is going to be this guy's rotation for up here. Ta-da! Oh boy, I need more water. Who would have thought that I would need more water? Wells. More water wells! This would be completely trivial if I had a, like, smaller infinite water capacity. say, could just... Oh god, that was close. Say if I could just put down a bit of water and had an offshore pump on those directly, that would be the easiest, but, you know, I don't use that for this very specific reason. I liked having these little puzzles to solve due to the immense size of the deep water well. Let's go and wrap up this build. I might end a little bit early today, just because this was the main topic that I wanted to cover, and I'm not really too awfully prepared for too much else. All we're really doing is scaling from here. So that should theoretically be enough so that I can provide power consistently. Theoretically, it's 2.4 gigawatts of power that this is able to produce and provide consistently. So we shall see if it hits 2.4 consistently. We just have to wait for nighttime. That's pretty soon. The power on the solar panels is declining at the moment. Once it reduces below the current power demand, we'll start seeing the steam power accrue. And then we'll really get to see what's happening here, if this is actually a capable system. I don't know, but we shall see. Can it give me the full 2.4 gigawatts? Now, my anticipation is that it's going to say a value greater than 2.4, and that will go slowly decline down to 2.4. Oh! Well, there you have it. 2.4. And these are outputting 2160 on the shared, which is exactly what it should be. Which is precisely what it's designed to do. Ta-da! Oh, it went down to 2.3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! It went down to 2.3. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means something. I don't know what, but it means something. What does it mean? All these ones over here on the end are good. All these are here are good. They're all at 60. Oh, hello. Aha! See that? This is why we look and we check. This is why we check things. Now we're 2.4. Now we are good. And just to have a look here at... Oh, that would also mean that it has the exact same problem on the other side. Right there. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking! And there you have it. A 2.4 gigawatt build. Ish, 2.5 as it shows, but that will That will drain the steam from the storage tanks until we don't need it anymore. Huh. You know, that makes a buffer of steam. So this, I would argue, is 2.5 gigawatts for the amount of time that we need it overnight. And we are fine on our UPS. So that, as they say, should be that. Ta-da! There you go. The majestic blueprint. Just know that if you don't have a water anywhere mod installed, that this would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24 full throughput pipes of water. Yeah, this is why we have water anywhere. That is a quality of life thing that I am very, very happily going to have. Screw that balance. That balance is bad. So I think I'm done now. And I think we're going to end a little bit early today, now that we have gotten our nuclear setup going. All that's left is to get scaling. We're just continuing to scale our plates in particular up, because pretty much everything else is at the scale that we need it, at the infrastructure level that we need it to be. We just have to keep adding in beacons and modules. So that's our mission, is getting the beacons and modules and continuing to scale the solar so that we don't actually need this nuclear setup. Just, you know, comparison of that infrastructure to that infrastructure to that solar panel infrastructure. There's a bit of a difference there in the actual space usage. Big difference in the UPS, though. Performance impact on nuclear. Nuclear is a pretty major performance impact at scale. This is not exactly at scale. Like, this is a very reasonable setup for a smaller base. If we need to have all of our power from this, that it begins to be a little bit of an issue. If I needed 10 of these, that's where things get a little bit iffy. However, with that, folks, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Show, but if you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming an Erudite Otaku member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button, as well as supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat. I will be back with more Factorio on this playthrough on Tuesday. Hi, Dolly. I will not be streaming Stardew Valley this afternoon because weather and needing to go out to do grocery shopping. I will be back with more of that on Tuesday as well. I will see you all on the next